Viewer discretion is advised while watching this program. The thoughts and views expressed are solely those of the two hosts. Okay, so this is our first show in over a month, but let me start off today. Today, I feel the best that I felt in over a month. For those of you who don't know, I had a very, very bad case of sciatica, and I think I still have a little bit, but the pain has gone out of my back now, and I'm able to sit for longer periods of time. Not very long periods of time, but long periods of time, but I still have a significant pain in my leg, in my right leg. So sciatica is no joke. So I'm in about the least amount of pain that I've been in over a month. And I'm here. It's Sunday. It's playoff Sunday. We're going to do the Eagles playoff preview on the Grease F version. But first, I want to give a shout out to that offensive line. Been blocking hard all year, and hopefully we can block hard during this playoff run. Hopefully, this playoff run lasts more than 1 week. As you can see, I'm in full playoff mode. I have my playoff beard. Unfortunately, there's a little more gray hairs in this beard than I'd like, but I'd like to think these gray hairs are knowledge from playoff runs past. So with that being said, there's a history that I have with the Green Bay Packers. And for the most part, the history we have with the Packers, there's more bad than good. But there is some good mixed in. But let me start off by my first thing of history is the 1960 NFL championship game that the Eagles ended up winning, believe it or not, in 1960. They beat Lombardi's Packers. And you guys are probably asking, Songbird, you weren't even born yet. But what I did have was when I was in 8th grade, and I was very unmotivated in 8th grade, we had silent reading. And I didn't even want to participate in silent reading. But there was this old NFL book, and it talked about all the glory games of the past and Gale Sayers. And I happened to read about that 1960 NFL championship in the 8th grade. And funny enough, that was the only time Lombardi's Packers lost in the playoffs. Look that up. For those of you who aren't big football fans, you probably do know who Vince Lombardi is. The Eagles beat them in the 1960 NFL championship. And I read all about it back in 1994 when I was in 8th grade. So then the other dubious Packer history that I have that ruined my childhood occurred in 1991. The Eagles were coming off of a very good 1990 season led by NFL MVP Randall Cunningham out of that 1990 season. And that's the year Buddy Ryan had gotten fired. So fast forward into 1991, high hopes for that season with NFL reigning MVP Randall Cunningham. And the first game of that 1991 season when I was in 5th grade was against the Packers in Lambeau Field. And we got off to a very slow start that day. And the guy that ruined my childhood, his name was Bryce Pop. Fuck you, Bryce Pop. He hit Randall in the I think it's the second play of the second quarter in a 0-0 game, and it wrecked Randall's knee. Randall tore his knee up. He tore his ACL that day, and that just catapulted that season off to bad things at Lambeau Field. Lambeau Field, of all places. Bryce Pop. Fuck you, Bryce Pop. Popped Randall's knee. And Buddy was gone. I mean, we had a 10-6 season that year. And that was one of the first times that an NFL team had won 10 games in the season and did not qualify for the playoffs. So it's just devastated that year. Dubious Packer Eagle history. Then in 2003, we had a really good team. We ended up playing the Packers in the second round of the playoffs that year. That's the infamous 4th and 26 game. Freddie Mitchell. Yeah, they were beating us the whole game. And we made this comeback, and it was 4th and 26. And McNabb hit Freddie Mitchell, got the first down on 4th and 26. The likelihood of converting 4th and 26 in an NFL playoff game is you have a little bit less of a chance of getting struck by lightning. But they converted that, and then they went on and won that game. That was in 2003. But here's the other shit one. You fast forward to the 2010 season, and that was the 50-year anniversary of the 1960 NFL championship game. And the Eagles played the Packers in the first game of the season that year. And we wore the Kelly Green uniforms to celebrate that 1960 NFL championship game, the first game in the 2010 season. And then we ended up losing. And you fast forward to the playoffs that year, we play the Packers in the playoffs that year at home. And they had Aaron Rodgers. And I'll never forget this. It was a day much like it was today, except it's not as hot as it was. It was we were experiencing a real heat wave that day. It was about 90 degrees. And I had vacation scheduled the next day. I was going out to Denver the next day. And Michael Vick in that playoff game, we're down 20-16. There's about 44 seconds left in the game. And we were driving. We're inside the 30. First down, 44 seconds left, and had a timeout. And Michael Vick throws an interception to Tramon Williams in the left corner of the end zone. I remember that to this day. Number 38 intercepting that pass. And if you look it up, I was reading this article yesterday written by Rube. He said that was probably the worst pass in the history of the Eagles franchise that day. And I tend to agree, 15 years later. So the funny thing is, in this season, in this NFL season, we started the season playing the Packers in Brazil, except the difference from that is we won the game in Brazil, and now we got to play them in the first round of the playoffs. So hopefully history doesn't repeat itself. But what I was going to say is, hopefully the difference is we won that opening game this year as opposed to 2010. We didn't win that game. So hopefully, we get good juju. But then here's the Packer lore for me in 2019, me and friend of the show, Jesus, we made the trip and we went to Lambeau Field on a Thursday night nationally televised game, and the Eagles won in Lambeau Field in 2019, Thursday night football when we were there. So we exercised some demons in 2019 at Lambeau Field. I actually did make a trip to Lambeau Field. I'll send you pictures. Maybe we can post that at the 10-minute and 5-second mark of me at Lambeau Field. So hopefully history doesn't repeat itself with Tramon Williams intercepting the pass like they did in 2010. I know it's 15 years ago, but some of those ghosts are they're running wild. So today's game, I don't have the best feeling about today's playoff game, just because it's like win or go home, and sometimes bad things happen in playoff games to better teams. But the Packers are playing well. Eagles are playing well. I mean, hopefully 2 weeks from now, like we talked about the last time, the Eagles are still on that collision course with the Detroit Lions, and that's the game I want to see, the Eagles and the Detroit Lions. So hopefully 2 weeks from now, we'll have another episode where the Eagles are getting down with the Lions in 2 weeks. Unfortunately, it won't be in Philly. Unfortunately, we'll have to go to their dome at Ford Field, but we got to get there first. And they got to get there first. It just seems like it's been an ongoing thing since the middle of November, where the Eagles and Lions are on this collision course, and hopefully we get to see it. And that's all I pretty much got to say about that. So that's a quick Packer Eagle history lesson from your friend Grease F. The playoff preview. Both teams are relatively healthy. On paper, obviously they don't play the game on paper. The Eagles are a better team on paper. The Eagles are at home, so they should win. They got to just stick to the script. Give Saquon the ball 30 plus times today. Don't turn the ball over. Be aggressive on defense. Those have been a great formula. That formula has led to 14 wins during their season. And don't differentiate from the formula. Give Saquon the ball. Let's hunt on defense. Let's be aggressive. Let's not make mental mistakes and blow coverages. Because Jordan Love's pretty good. He's a pretty good NFL quarterback. He can hurt us. But overall, on paper, the Eagles are the better team. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in about less than 2 hours. We're less than 2 hours from kickoff. Yeah. So my other question, I think we've covered enough Eagles for today for now until something else comes up. My other question is, I was able to watch the Raw debut on Netflix in Spanish. I wasn't able to watch it in English, but the thing that I saw in English, it did translate in English, was they were booing the Hulkster. I don't understand why the Hulkster got booed. And then I kind of looked it up, and I guess part of the reasoning was he was such an avid supporter of Trump. Is that the case? But the Hulkster's from Venice Beach. The Hulkster's hometown is Venice Beach, California. He shouldn't be booed. He is a big liar. Oh, when he was just eating cheeseburgers while Hogan was training. But the N word thing was over 10 years ago now. I thought they had forgiven and forgave for that. Yeah, one of my favorite mottos: "Hungry dogs run faster." That's from the Eagles. The offensive line coach, his name is Jeff Stoutland. So they call his his group is the Stoutland University. So I got the shirt just to represent. This is my playoff regalia today. Hungry dogs run faster. Remember that one, everybody. Mark that down. Live by that credence. Some people live by the credence: strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Those are good things to live by as well. But throw in hungry dogs run faster. I thought it was great. I thought it was, yeah. The matches were good. I didn't seem to think that the tribal combat match was going to end that way. I didn't think Dwayne was going to turn it into a baby face. I didn't think there was going to be a clean finish between CM Punk and Seth Rollins, but everything I thought was going to happen didn't happen. So I don't know if there's when the next CM Punk Seth Rollins match is going to be. I don't know what they're going to do with Dwayne. Yeah, I agree. Oh, it was an excellent match as far as I could tell. Sorry to interrupt. I thought this, and I didn't know I was going to put it in the group message, but I thought this about a week ago, leading up to it, when I didn't think I was going to be able to watch the Netflix first episode, was I feel that Netflix gave them whatever it was, $5 billion. But I feel ultimately Netflix's end game is this is just practice for the NFL. They're going to see if they can get this live event wrestling as a tryout and a trial to see if how it works. And it's just practice for the NFL, and they're going to give the NFL who knows how many $100 billion to see if they can do it. Terry, and it wasn't really the Undertaker; it was the American Badass. I agree with all that. They probably knew who he was, though. Any any casual person probably knew who that was. Thunderlips. It was a lot like an old WCW. And I thought the man was supposed to come back too, Becky Lynch, and they saved that. They're saving that. It was definitely kabuki-ish with those guys in the crowd. It didn't serve. I think inflation is real. And the other thing I was thinking with my other thought process with Cody was because he's not going to regularly be on the Netflix show, so Like they were portraying him as a star from Friday Night SmackDown. So my one of my bigger takeaways was, like we had alluded to earlier with The Rock, like maybe lack of participation at WrestleMania, is they really gave John Cena a big spotlight, and he got a pretty good pop as opposed to the one that he had received for the majority of his career of the Cena sucks. Cena sucks. He got a very warm response, and it feels like they're going to put him as one of the top leading into WrestleMania. He's going to be he's going to have a top feuds, and he's going to get to WrestleMania possibly as the champ or going for the championship. So that was one of my takeaways. If we're not going to get Dwayne in any capacity, maybe we're going to get John Cena in a top level for the last time. Correct. So, question for you: how was your trip to the Cool Kicks in Las Vegas? Hipsters and millennials? No, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. That was ridiculous. Well, I didn't necessarily think it was going to go as an even trade. I was the $100 seemed fair for that. I agree, and I'm good with it. I'm good. I'm good with it. No issues. Yeah, 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 yeah. Why not? Yes. Yeah, they are. They are. Yes. Oh, look at those babies. So, did they have? Did it take them a long time to find that? Uh huh. Wow. Nice. Yeah. 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 Nice. Wow. So this is for those of you out there that are watching this. This is the Nike Dunk Low Off White Lot 26. Oh man, that's almost like watching Saquon run right now. Ho, ho, ho. And you know what happens when I'll be watching Saquon run? Oh shoot, beauty! Wow, wow. Looking forward to getting those. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing that. Well, the trick was when I got the first pet, I had the lot eight, and somehow I got an alert on the sneakers app in 2021, and I was in the check stand and I was trying to buy the thing and check somebody out, and I got the wrong size. So I got a 10 and a half in 2021, and then my two cool kicks trips ago, I saw that they had them in Los Angeles, and I got that 11 and a half, the one that you took. It was just a little too tight. So now I got the 12, and the 12 will fit. So those will probably be on feet at some point in the future. Yeah, when you wear something, when you don't want anybody else to have see the same shoes that you have, those are a nice looking thing. And I'm going to be on the Cool Kicks video coming up here probably in the next, I would imagine 3 weeks. They're about 3 weeks behind from when I went there. And wait till you see my latest video with Rami at Cool Kicks. I went into character. It's going to be pretty good. It's going to be pretty good. So stay tuned for that. Coming soon. Coming soon. It was very Grease Father esque episode. Grease Father made a cameo appearance that day in the Cool Kicks in Hollywood, California. So yeah. Um, do I have a figure to share? Do, do we have figures of the week? Do we have anything? We have what Patrick got me on the Heart Foundation. We've got We've got that. We've got that. We've got the boyhood dream coming true. The disciple. The disciple. Yeah. Yeah. Castiga me papi. Okay. Okay. I don't think I have anything new since. You have an extra Terry Funk from the Coliseum collection? The hot rod. The real hot rod. These are a good line. The Coliseums are a good line, huh? I do not have Rick Rude. No Rick Rude's here. So was that Rick Rude that you ordered? Is that Dangerous Alliance Rick Rude? Okay. Does he have the big gold belt in that one? With the vest? The black vest? Oh wow. Colossus and Juggernaut looks like. Very cool. Do you have do you have a blue blazer? I do. Dude, I got the blue blazer at Walmart, believe it or not. Walmart after that incident happened. But I remember buying it and I remember I got it home and I remember thinking to myself, I'm never going to capitalize on this figure. And I remember I just opened it a little bit. So, like, next time you're here, I'll show you where I opened it 25 years ago. Because I was like, I'm just going to keep this one and I'm not going to capitalize on it. So I kind of wrecked it like the first day I had it. They made so many of them, huh? Well, the other thing with the Hasbro was back then we played with the stuff. Like we collected it, but we collected it to play with it. So the one I agree. So the one Hasbro that kind of got away from us both was that Undertaker mail-in one. It was like 13 bucks or something. $5. It was relatively inexpensive, but at the time it was a lot and mailing away. The post office is like freaking might as well be in Philly, the post office is far away. Have you lost your fucking mind? So that was three figures. It was the Undertaker, Shawn and Brad, or Skinner. It was three of them, and the Undertaker was like the main one, right? Okay. But if you look those up now, those are like ungodly prices, aren't they? Hundreds of dollars. Yeah. So those would have been a '90s rarity because the '90s were like we talked about, overly produced. Everything in the '90s was way overproduced to the right person. The right person. And the thing is, we have it. It's ours now. Yeah, it's yours. It's ours. Do it, whatever you want. So this past, not yet, might be a little more valuable, being that Proper 12 dismissed him from his deal. So my new thing that I'm starting to collect, not necessarily for myself, but for my nephew Hayden, who's 8, he's really into Pokemon cards. So so I've kind of gotten into that a little bit. I don't know a whole lot about Pokemon cards, and I see you have a Pikachu in the back there. So Pokemon, yeah, really. So so does Phil have some good ones? Wow. I think he's more into collecting than actually playing the game. Like the well, the well, the funny thing was for Christmas I got him a big ass box of packs as recommended by the guy at the card store, and I was like, I'm thinking to myself, I used to collect cards back in the day. I was just thinking, wouldn't it just be better to get the ones you want than open up a bunch of packs? So I took him the other day and I was like, hey, you got 30 bucks. Just get whatever you want. So he's just going through all the binders. I pick one out here, pick one out here. And like, I think he was more happy doing that than opening up the packs. I think that way, at least you get the ones you want as opposed to the ones you don't want, like a pile of junk. But it's completely random. You might not get that Jalen Hurts, or you might not get that Saquon Barkley. You might get that JP Berrigan instead, Hey, so this past holiday season, was this the most successful season of Fuck You Robbie that there's ever been? Have we taken Fuck You Robbie to the next level? Patrick. Hey, so that's kind of taking on a life of its own. So then the one time I sent you that picture with the fortune cookie. I was like, why not? Why not? Breaks it up. Yeah. We have something to build on for next year. We made this guy a household name. Yeah, he locked you in the attic, that no good son of a bitch. Hey, so there is another development. I don't know if you got the picture last night, but I did make the cheesesteaks. I had a trial run, not with the good cheesesteak meat. I got some other one, and they came out all right. I'm getting better on that flat grill, but I think I burned the meat just a little bit. But I can doctor it up. I put enough cheese, enough marinara sauce, enough pickles on it that it wasn't bad. I'm getting better. I'm getting better on that flat grill. So the cheesesteaks are coming soon. I have some leftovers, so I'm gonna have some more. I had to doctor them up a little bit, so I had to get some more marinara sauce and some more pickles. I don't know. I don't know. Possibly the Royal Rumble. It's on a Saturday, I believe, right? Best case scenario. Your Royal Rumble's still only one day, right? Is there any updates on WrestleMania in Vegas? Have they accepted your application? Required. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree 1,000,000%. It's not exactly conducive to taking your family to WrestleMania anymore. I do. I'm down to do that. I don't know how the rest of the Wolfpack feels about that. Do you have any? I think so. I believe I did. You only got so many bumps in you, huh? There's only so many bumps you can take. Discrimination. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Well, we've reached our allotment of time. Do you have any final things you'd like to get off your chest in the next 2 minutes? Hopefully, I feel a little healthier where I'm able to start training a little bit more regularly and lifting weights a little more frequently. Want to drop about 14 to 15 pounds here and just hopefully be healthy and not be in so much pain all the time, not hurt. Like I said earlier, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. So hopefully, we can engage in some more physical activity soon. Was there a Dottie strip mixed in there? I agree. I agree. I agree. Because once you get to about 42, it's all downhill, man. 42 has been ever since 42. It's all downhill. All downhill. Comment down below if you're 42 or over, and 42 was the worst. Yeah, I agree. All right. I love you. Fly, Eagles, fly. We'll see what happens. We're 40 minutes away from kickoff, so I got to go do that last little pregame on me. All right, brother. Do I got to do anything on my end? Okay. So just hit the X on the top right corner. I have an X on the bottom right corner next to the thing that says uploading. Hit that. Okay. Fuck you, Robbie. Fuck you, Robbie.
Robbie. Fuck you, 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 fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, Robbie. Fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, Robbie. Fuck you, Robbie.